Hello there, Sam Hall here, and you're watching Global Outfitters on the Pursuit Channel. This is Adventure Cooking. I'm standing in for Bubba Connors, and this segment is sponsored by Viking Range. Today we're cooking cathead biscuits. We're not cooking fish or game, but every fish or game meal has to have some bread with it, and cathead biscuits, good southern buttermilk cathead biscuits, are something that goes with every meal, every time of day. And Grandma and Mom and them taught me how to cook them, so I'm going to share my secrets with you. Also, one of my early childhood favorites was a gentleman named Jerry Clower, one of the greatest storytellers ever, and he told us many years ago a story about Wop biscuits, is what he called them, and these are canned biscuits that you can get from the store, and most everybody goes the shortcut and cooks these canned biscuits. Well, they're awful good, but there's nothing that can stand up to a good buttermilk cathead biscuit. So we're going to put these away, and we're going to show you how to make cathead biscuits. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about a recipe. We're going to start off, we're making 8 biscuits today, and we're going to bake our biscuits on an iron skillet. Now, it doesn't have to be an iron skillet. I've got this one greased, but it does need to be some sort of dark cookie sheet. If you cook it on a light colored tin, it's going to burn the bottom of your biscuits and they're not going to be quite as good. Now, they'll work, but they're not going to be quite as good. Then the ingredients we're going to use, we're going to start off with some vegetable shortening that you see right here. We're going to probably use about 1/3 of a stick for 8. We're going to use about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of buttermilk. We're going to coat the top of our biscuits with a little bit of melted butter, salted. We're going to use self-rising flour, and you'll see, like I already said, we're going to have 2 cups of self-rising flour. And that's really it. It's a pretty simple recipe, so I'm going to get started right now, and we'll show you how to make them. First of all, get your bowl out, empty out your 2 cups of flour, which I've already done, self-rising flour. I'm going to take my shortening right here, and I'm going to use about 1/3, and if my consistency doesn't come out right, I'll start over. But you simply put that in the bowl with your flour, and you just chop it up. And this is going to take a few minutes, folks. So what we're going to do is we're just going to blend this in with our flour, and it's going to take a little bit. So just hang with me. So folks, I've blended my shortening into my flour, my self-rising flour, and I need to add my buttermilk right now. So we'll put the shortening back to the side, grab our buttermilk. We're going to use about, again, 1/2 cup, and I'm going to do this to consistency, so we'll show you about the right thickness you need. I'll pour some buttermilk in there, and I'll start mixing it up. So now you can see the consistency of my biscuit dough is like so. So now it's time to put it out, roll it out on our wax paper. We're going to use a little flour, so I'll put the buttermilk away. Move this over to the side. I've got wax paper down here to help me out a little bit where I don't have such a mess. I'm going to spread some flour. Just to give me a nice little working area. I'm going to take my dough out on my bowl, put it in here, and we're going to work it a little bit with our hands. Might get a little messy here, but it'll be really good. Roll it over in this dough where I can start working it, and you see I'm going to roll it out into a roll. I'm going to try to get 8 biscuits out of this. So now that I have my biscuit dough rolled out into a log, I'm going to make myself some cuts here just where I know about where each biscuit will lay. I'm going to cut it into 8 pieces, and that way my biscuits, when I pinch them off, will be about the same size. And then just like Mom and them taught me to do, I'm going to pinch them off with my hands, roll them out, flatten them just a little bit, lay them there in my bowl. Pinch it off, that's where they get the name cat head biscuits. And one last one for the middle. So there we have it. We have our 8 biscuits just about ready to go into the oven. Kind of sort them out here. One last secret. We take some melted salted butter that I've already got ready here for us. I'm going to take a basting brush and I'm just going to barely hit the top of them. Now this is not a necessary item, but it sure adds a little flavor to your biscuits. Man, these are good. When we get these out of the oven, I'm going to show you how to eat them too. And that takes some skill in its own right. So folks, there we are. We got 8 cat head biscuits. We're going to put them in the oven on 400. Could probably take us about 15 minutes, but I'm going to keep my eye on them to make sure they're just right when I pull them out. Don't want to burn them. So join us back in a few minutes and we'll see what they look like. We got our biscuits out of the oven. We're ready to give them a try. I just want to let you know that a good cat head buttermilk biscuit is good with any meal. Just put it on your favorite deer sausage, add a little mustard, and that's good in the mornings or evenings. Use it with any kind of sausage, with your eggs, campfire cooking. Nothing beats a good cat head biscuit. And Mama might get mad at I patted them out a little too softly, but you see some of the little ears sticking up, and that's why they get the word cat head biscuit. Now, a lot of people like to butter their biscuit, but my daddy taught me to butter my molasses. So I got some pure cane sorghum here, which is what I grew up eating, and I take some butter and I whip it up in here, and I make a product that my daddy called leather britches. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but give it a try. It's good for not only drag it, you know, they call it dipping sauces sometimes. This is a dragging sauce. Take your biscuit, drag it through here. You can drag your sausage through here. It just makes an excellent addition to your meal. So I'm going to give one a try and just see how they came out. Nice and warm and hot. Ooh. Break that biscuit open. We'll dip it in here a little bit. Drag it through. Folks, that is so good. You got to try my mama's recipe for cat head biscuits. And we'll see you next time on Adventure Cooking with Global Outfitters. And in the meantime, like I keep telling Bubba until he comes back, Bubba, don't be jealous of how good this looks and tastes. We'll see you next time on Global Outfitters Adventure Cooking.